second shot of the North Star Cup, and tonight they will hoist it at TD Place. A Canadian Premier League final we will never ever forget. Through the blizzard, it's Atleti who stand atop the mountain and are your Canadian Premier League champions.
What a night for Ottawa. What a performance from David Rodriguez. He was playing like there was no snow on the ground and it was a summer's day. All over the pitch tonight, taking players on, scored 2 tremendous goals. The first one, the bicycle, will go down in history as one of the best goals in Canadian Premier League's history, for that matter. And a final in the snow. What a night for the league. What a night for Ottawa.
And what a night for Diego Mejia, for David Rodriguez. This new incredible cast of footballers that have been assembled by J.D. Ulanowski, the general manager here in the nation's capital. But a word for the captain, Nate Ingham. Manu Aparicio, who's repeated as a CPL champion. Balu Tabla, who's been on the other side of this feeling of euphoria in this exact environment. It is everyone who is required to win a playoff championship, and everyone in red and white stripes put in one heck of a shift tonight. Andy Petrillo, the 2025 Canadian Premier League champions, reside in Ottawa. What a night.
Atletico Ottawa are your champions in a final for the first time ever, where we just saw 2 teams not named Forge. Atletico can now add their name to a trophy that Cavalry won last year along with Pacific as well, Forge. And there you go, you can see the elation down to Christian Jack.
And on an iconic night, needed an iconic figure. David Rodriguez, that was you. How are you feeling?
Happy. I'm crying of happiness. It was a long season, especially for me. It was a difficult year in Canada. Most people think it was easy for me, but it was not. And I think this is show what Atlético Ottawa is able to do.
I want to ask you about both goals. Let's start with the first one. Talk me through that thought process when the ball is in the air to produce something as magic as that.
Like I told you on our interview, I don't think I just do it. It just comes naturally.
Okay, into extra time we go. Manny Aparicio sends the ball over. He was brilliant tonight as well, wasn't he? What did you think then? And then obviously the iconic celebration of falling in the snowbank.
No, of course. I always told Manny, put me to run, I'm gonna win it. And that's what I did. And thank God the ball went into the net, and just happy, you know. These moments, not me. As you can see, it was the whole team. And just happy.
I know you're happy, and I know it's the team effort, but to score 2 goals in a final in a magnitude of this, can you try and put that into words of what that means to you?
I'm not gonna lie. Coming from the gala, it was a tough night for me. I'm happy with Tom because he deserved it. We were roommates all the trips, and we always joke that we were together in the room to build chemistry, and I believe it was that. And today I just came with a different mindset, and I went to church this morning and I asked God, help me score 2 goals. And I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Amen to that. Listen, you referred to the gala and not getting an individual award on Friday night. Tonight you're going to lift 2. You're going to lift the trophy and you're going to lift an MVP. So you saved the best for last. How does that feel?
Of course. I'm just so excited, happy, and we'll see you guys on CONCACAF next year.
This is your moment. Go enjoy it.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
What a beautiful reminder as well. I mean, we know that playing pro sports is a dream and it's a privilege, but a lot of these players are moving away from home. Oftentimes they'll do it with no family in climates that they're not used to. It can be lonely, but they will put on that shirt, they will represent that badge, they will go out and do everything to win for those very fans that you just saw in the stands. And what a night to get it done in front of everyone. And I mean, I'm at a loss for words myself in seeing how emotional he got, Jordan.
Yeah, no, he was diligent all season, David Rodriguez, and honestly, I had the pleasure of interviewing him and just being around him, and he's just a pure footballer, loves to train. You look at him and see him play, sometimes when he gets hit, people are like, oh, get up, or you dive. He is as pure as they come. He wants to win. He's a light in that locker room. And honestly, not being too hyperbolic, I think that's why Atletico Ottawa are lifting the North Star Cup tonight. It's because they're a unit. They're a team. Everyone's going to work for the next man. And David Rodriguez bagging a brace in the final in the North Star Cup with that sweet left foot. And honestly, I've changed my mind. It is the biggest goal in the Canadian Premier League history. That is just fantastic scenes, but it's going to a fantastic individual, and he deserves all the plaudits tonight.
Nate Ingham, a day oneer here in the CPL. He's been in a final before, but had to walk away watching another team lift the trophy. Tonight, he gets to do it. He's with KJ.
I'm with the skipper, Nate Ingham. You're a Canadian Premier League champion, my friend. How's that feel?
It's unbelievable, man. It's honestly unbelievable. This fucking group is so great. So great. And I can't believe it.
What about this night? You've waited a long time. You maybe had to wait another hour and a half to get over the line here. but what about this night and this city to do it like this?
Hey, does the fan base deserve it more than this Ottawa? There's no way, man. No one deserves it like the city does. They stayed here through everything. The whole night feels fake. Like it's a crazy game. Long wait, but you play us in sand, you play us in snow, you play us on the moon. I don't care. This team's gonna win.
I want to ask you about David Rodriguez. I said it's an iconic night for an iconic player. Those 2 goals, and he told me it was a tough night at the awards. He didn't get one. He gets 2 tonight, an MVP and a trophy. What a player.
What a players are. And these guys, everyone the whole week, how are your Mexicans going to do in the cold? These guys are different. Johnny Grant said it. The first day that these coaches were here, we got like 2 feet of snow. And they go, this is amazing. This is amazing. Mackay's been training in shorts all week. These guys are different. And David scores the goal of the year. Without a doubt, the best final goal I've ever seen in my life when we needed him most. Man, what a player.
Listen, it's my pleasure to do the last interview with you before you ever lift that trophy. What's it going to be like?
It's going to be amazing, but Zappa's going to lift that trophy.
Well, there we go. We heard it first.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's always one in the crowd who will go tarps off in celebration. I'm sure there's some more. But yes, there is so much to celebrate here with Atletico Ottawa winning the season that they had. Zapata playing in his final game. He walked in when we were having our pre-production meeting and shook each and every one of our hands. You just knew from the moment he walked into the building, he was savoring this night.
True professional he is.
And here's the thing with Atletico Ottawa, they led for most of the season in the regular season. The CPL Shield slipped through their hands with Forge FC taking it. They were the team, the CPL team we thought would make it to the final in the Canadian Championship. They lost out in the semi-final. Jimmy, they were not going to be denied a trophy this year.
Oh, they weren't. I mean, look, they said that they were the best team, and they said that they were the best team, and they showed it. They ended up winning a championship. You could see, and you're right, where we were sitting, we saw them walking by us, and you could see in every player's eyes that they were determined to get the result today. And you can't take anything away from them. It was a professional performance. Everything that they went through tonight, and they were rewarded with 2 goals from a spectacular player, Rodriguez, and they got the job done.
What a night, Andy. I'm having a difficult time putting it into words, and that's very rare when it comes to me, because...
Is this true?
I don't stop talking. Look, this fan base have been maligned. They went through difficult times. They don't think that they've gotten the respect they deserve, but they've showed up, and they continue to raise the bar in terms of what soccer culture is in this country. There's a rich history here. The Ottawa Fury were a big deal for so long, and when that club went away, it felt like there was a hole. Now that's absolutely being filled and then some by this Atletico Ottawa team. From the ownership group believing in this city, for the fans believing in these players, and the players believing in one another, it's just such a success story. And now you feel like it's being built, but this is the culmination of it all. And much like life in Canadian soccer, nothing came easy. They had to do it the hard way, a ridiculously hard way tonight. And sometimes that journey means much more than just the reward at the end of the day.
Well, Well, there she is. RCMP escorting in the trophy they were playing for here tonight. In fact, what they were playing for all season long. And then to get to this moment, the North Star Cup has now entered the conversation, gentlemen.
What a moment. Atletico Ottawa, they would have had the best regular season in league history if it wasn't for that other side down the 401 through the QEW. I mean, they didn't lose a game at home all season long. And they did it by playing more young players than any other team in this league, and young Canadian players as well. This is a moment to celebrate. It's what Canadian football is all about, and this is their moment to take the spotlight.
They have a real rich history right now and a real rich vibe within this club, and they deserve all the plaudits and all the praise for what they've done this season.
The celebrations continue on the pitch here, which has managed to stay clean. There was that 45-minute delay before extra time so they could clear the snow, and it was worth it because we actually started to see some football. We got to see some passes, more than just one. There's about three at a time there, Jimmy, a couple times.
You're right. You know, but we did say once it was going to get cleared, the game would change, and it did change. I thought the tempo was very good. There was a rhythm in the game. Both teams were going at it. Both teams wanted to win, and obviously there's Marco Carducci. Obviously a little bit disappointed. The goal was conceded, but you can't say anything bad about Marco. I thought he had a wonderful season this year. Obviously disappointed, but this whole Calgary side, you got to give them credit for the work that they put in throughout this season, getting to the final. Disappointment, yes, it set in, but tonight was Ottawa's night.
Of course, both teams should be happy with the work that they've done to get to this point. Well, we did say this is going to be a moment of managing emotions, but also someone to go out and win the match, and that's what Atletico did. They made sure that they were the better side, that they took care of those moments. And when you think about that bicycle kick, and you think about the way that he chipped Carducci, yes, I will always think Carducci should come out clear one time and maybe make that difficult or stay on his line. But the fact that was a little bit of hesitation, Rodriguez still needs to pounce. But that just goes to show what they've done all season at Atletico Ottawa. They've taken that moment. They played near perfect football. So I'm glad that they were rewarded with the silverware.
The runners-up medals are being presented. Look, on a night like this, Andy, considering the circumstances, you know, someone inevitably had to win, but I have a hard time looking at Calgary and look at them as the, you know, the quote-unquote losers of this game. What they were able to fight through tonight, it was incredible. They had the highest of highs winning the North Star Cup last season. This club, from the get-go, had been among the leaders in the Canadian Premier League, both on and off the field. Calgary's such a great footballing town, and they love their Cavs, and guess what? The Cavs are going to be back next year. This group is not going anywhere. This is just a mere setback on a really difficult night, and they're just going to look back at tonight, and I think after some time they'll realize what they actually participated in. But this one, to go through what they did and end up coming on the losing end of the equation, I mean, it's a really tough pill to swallow.
It is, and again, to your point, everything we're going to say about Cavalry right now might feel like little consolation to them. When you're a true competitor, you want to go out and win, especially in these conditions too. But it is a season where it wasn't the type of Cavalry that we got used to seeing as Marco Carducci there being consoled, because he's been on the highest of high and the lowest of lows, his fiancée in the stands there. But the thing is this is a team that even though they weren't playing to what we're used to seeing them play at, some injuries there, obviously then getting Dan Klump, returning to Canada in August, they still managed to get into the playoffs. They still managed to get through two teams in order to make it here to the final, third straight final, by the way. They've proven themselves to be perennial contenders, and they've proven themselves to be difficult to beat.
Yeah, it hurts even more, the fact that you fought so hard through a blizzard. A blizzard tonight. It's not just the entire season, Andy, the way it ends. It's how it played out tonight. So, I mean, they're just going to look back on this and say, what actually happened? I mean, it's just been a whirlwind. And I feel so bad for Marco Carducci because, I mean, in terms of class individuals, Canadian players in this league, like, he's right at the top.
But also,
right at the top in one moment, and he's going to be hard on himself. He needs to be consoled. He wouldn't get off the field after the final whistle. Just
Jordan, those are crazy goals, though.
Absolutely.
The Tristan Borges, the David Rodriguez.
Yeah, football can be cruel. Obviously, you're going to look at these moments and think of what you could do better. Like I said, I'm not going to shy away from words. Obviously, Carducci knows in that moment for the second goal, he can be a bit cleaner. However, there were games this season where he stood on his head and kept his team in the match and got them to that third place spot. So two things can be true. This is a tough loss for Calgary, but again, on a day where they didn't do much wrong, neither did Atletico Ottawa, and that's what it is in a final. It's margins, it's room for error. Atletico Ottawa didn't have many, but Calgary just had probably that one that was a bit too glaring.
So we continue to watch Cavalry receive their medals before the trophy is handed out to Atletico Ottawa. And at the end of the day, Jimmy, we already heard from him, but David Rodriguez just played like he wasn't going to be denied tonight.
You know, Andy, he's been like that all season. I mean, every time we watch him play, he plays with pride. He plays with his heart in his sleeve. And that's what you want when players come into this league from other countries. You want them to perform, and he does, and he's a spectacular player. Just the way he gets on the ball, his rhythm, his balance. I mean, for a player like that to come here, play in the snow the way that he did, he was all over the pitch tonight. And to get 2 goals, I thought he was absolutely remarkable, and what a player he is.
Absolutely, and what I want to say too about this Atletico Ottawa side is they got the model correct. They have veterans in their side that know this league, but the players that have stepped up this season and that they've added to the squad, to bolster that squad, Koke, looking at Rodriguez, Balou Tabla look like his old self. This is what it's all about. They have the vets, but they have the new young players coming in. Antonaro was exceptional this season. That's the balance that you need, and they hit that barometer, and that is why they're lifting the North Star Cup.
It's just wild to hear Rodriguez say that, express his disappointment in not winning the Player of the Year award on the weekend. And Cavalry's probably cursing the judges of that award, saying, couldn't you have just given it to him? Because he obviously used it as inspiration. And look, his teammates say himself, he scored 19 goals this year, blowing away the league record in terms of goals scored. But I mean, Salter, Rodriguez, they were 1A and 1B. They were Batman and Robin. You couldn't separate the two. And the fact that he was able to perform the way that he did, it was just wild. Just really quickly, Diego Mejia, the Atletico Ottawa manager, all season long, we're the best team in the CPL. And we questioned, can you be the best team without winning a trophy? Well, he could say, period, end of story. We are the best team in the Canadian Premier League.
All right, well, let's head down to Christian Jack.
Thank you, everybody. Sunday, November the 9th, 2025, and that you'll never, ever forget. The fans, thank you for staying. It's time to hand out a trophy. It's great to be joined by President of CONCACAF, Mr. Victor Montagliani, and Group CEO of Canadian Soccer Business, Mr. James Johnson. Nate Ingham and Alberto Zapata, you have a trophy to lift.
Atletico Ottawa, your 2025 Canadian Premier League champions. The celebrations are right here inside TD Place. We say goodbye to our viewers on TSN. Post-game coverage continues on One Soccer. special moment for Atletico Ottawa, getting to lift the North Star Cup in front of their fans. Thousands who remained inside TD Place after a blizzard and a 45-minute delay. But man, are they being given a treat right now.